Welcome to the WICR morning show. Every time.
You should just keep mine off in the beginning.
I should keep. I don't learn.
You don't.
You're listening to WICR, the WICR morning show here with.
Tricks.
All right.
It's the WICR morning show.
You don't interrupt him.
Pete Considori, Kenny Reisman. I'm here. I'm producer John Stanko. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday morning. This rainy, terrible,
Beautiful day outside.
doomed, gloomy.
Abundant sunshine.
Yeah. We are all in a great mood this morning.
Yes, we are. Let's go.
I checked the weather when I woke up, and it just said cold and rainy. It didn't even tell me temperatures or like the chance of rain. It just said cold and rainy.
I did the same thing, but all I did was look out the window.
Ugh, it's just awful.
It is.
You ever have those nights where like you go to bed and you just can't fall asleep for whatever you do, and then you wake up and you're like, well, that was pointless.
Yeah.
And then you get out of bed and you're
It's like you're more tired when you
here
wake
we go.
up. It's
That
more
was
tired
great.
when you wake up than when you're like trying to fall asleep.
Thanks a lot, bed, for all the help. And then you get mad at, like, when you're trying to fall asleep, you get mad at all of the things around you, like your blanket, your pillows.
God
your
darn
bed.
it, wind, stop blowing.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay.
I've never gotten mad at my blanket.
I have
You're not doing it right.
You get tangled in it.
Yeah, and
it's
you're like,
what am I supposed
stupid
to
thing,
do?
and then you throw it off, and you're like, now I'm cold.
Yeah.
Well, see,
I want you back.
I'm a very restless sleeper. So by the time I wake up, the blanket and everything is like off the bed.
I do. No, I'm very.
I'm
not
not
like
calm.
compact.
Yeah.
I'm pretty compact.
I do.
I'm not.
I down in a comfortable position.
I
Yes,
have the
do
little
I-
twitches that everyone has.
I wake up
but
in different spots where I fall asleep. Like sometimes I'll fall asleep in my bed, wake up in the kitchen. That's okay. That's normal.
one time I fell asleep and I was on the other side of the bed. Like I literally rotated 180
Yep.
degrees. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun.
I don't know how it happened. I think I've always slept walk twice though.
I always have these weird lucid dreams. I'm actually a very fun dreamer where I can decide what to do. And it's been a lot of fun. I'll tell you that much. Like the other night, I was asleep and fun things were happening. And then I was like, Mets in the playoffs. And then I was at Citi Field in a playoff game. And it was so much fun.
Okay.
It
Okay,
was
on
so
to the
weird.
news because this is a great conversation we're having. But Ken,
Off tangent in the first 3 minutes.
first 3 minutes, it's fantastic here, only on the WICR morning show. What's happening in the news here, Ken?
Well, apparently the United States has proof that the Russian government in Moscow is running a network of spies, like a 1980s crime film, inside of the eastern Ukraine because the U.S. government has recordings of their conversations. Secretary of State John Kerry said in a closed-door meeting on Friday that Intel is producing taped conversations of intelligence operatives taking their orders from Moscow, and everybody can tell the difference in the accents, in the idioms, in the language. We know exactly who's giving those orders. We know where they're coming from. That recording of Kerry came from the Daily Beast. Kerry has asserted publicly before that Russian intelligence officers were the catalyst behind the riots and government building takeovers in eastern Ukraine. But on Friday, he told the private audience why he and the U.S. intelligence community were so sure of this assessment.
It's
So
like
it really is just like a movie.
it's basically like Tinker Toy Soldier Spy. It's like
Oh.
Cold War coming back,
Yeah.
spies everywhere. Is it bad that I kind of like it?
No, I like it too. It's kind of like a
like
big
it.
game of Stratego.
Oh my God, Stratego! I missed that game.
Yeah, that game
That was a
pretty
great game. You ever
awesome.
play Stratego?
No.
Really?
Stratego's a great game.
I was always awful at it because
I loved it.
It was out when we were kids.
Yeah, like the 9s and the 10s. And
Yeah, the 9s
oh
and the
man,
10s.
once you lose your 10, it's game over. Like you can't win.
Well, yeah, but I would
Surrounding
always
yourself with the bombs.
Well, yeah, but I'd
was rough.
always hit the bombs.
You always hit the
100,
bombs?
every time.
Were you one of the ones who would box the flag in with the bombs, or would you like sporadically put your bombs?
Well, when I first started, I was like 4
Mhm.
because that's when the game came out.
Mhm.
So I'd always put all the bombs right in front of the flag.
yeah,
Turns out, awful idea.
yeah, because they just know where the
'Cause
flag
now
is.
Now they know.
Yeah.
But then I just started separating them.
It's like a minefield. And then,
Yeah.
Oh man, it's great.
Is it
It's
a
great
is it a board game?
Yeah.
Like a
board game.
Minesweeper?
Kind of like
Kind of like
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper. That's a good analogy.
Is
Yeah,
that-
no, it's
is
good.
Minesweeper a board game?
it's
I
a
don't know.
computer game.
I love Minesweeper. I beat that crap on Expert. I do.
You like Minesweeper? You're the only person in the world. Who
I like
Expert?
I like Minesweeper.
Yeah, I love Minesweeper.
I think
it's
you don't
fantastic.
like Minesweeper because
Nobody likes Minesweeper. Everybody
do.
tolerates Minesweeper.
I play Minesweeper on my own free time. I have it
Yeah,
on my
That's
computer.
an
I
awful,
agree.
awful way to spend
I
your time.
agree.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you.
A FedEx package handler
Oh, so now you don't want to go on
Now
the
I'm moving
tangent. You want to go on to
A
the
FedEx package handler went on a shooting rampage early Tuesday at his workplace in suburban Atlanta, wounding 6 people before turning the gun on himself. Authorities identified 19-year-old Giddy L. Kramer of Ackworth as the shooter. His body was found near a shotgun, Cobb County Police Sergeant Dana Pierce said. FedEx spokesman Scott Fielder told CNN that the situation had stabilized and, quote, we are focused on the needs of our team members and cooperating with the law enforcement investigation of this tragedy. So, another gun incident.
More tragedy.
More
Thankfully, no one died.
sad news. Yes, I mean, except for the shooter himself. And hopefully those 6 wounded are okay.
From what I read, no one was in imminent danger of dying.
I didn't know you knew what that word meant.
Imminent?
Yeah. I'm proud of you. Chinese internet users are expressing anger amid claims of as many as 100 stray dogs. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let me reread this. Chinese internet users, which I didn't think they were allowed to use the internet, are expressing anger amid claims of as many as 100 stray dogs being buried alive in the Inner Mongolia region of northern China.
Whoa.
So I have two questions before I get to the rest of the story. Number one, I'm happy that they're allowed to use the internet. Number two, if they're buried alive and you know that they're being buried alive, dig them up. Or just Google, or just type on Google that you're mad. Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, there are reports that people went and looked for them and they found them and then they saved like 20 of them.
Okay.
So
let's read the rest of the story before I start being mad at them. It all began when pictures showing scores of dogs trapped in a deep pit began circulating on a Chinese social media, which I didn't think existed, with a message asking for help. I didn't know dogs could ask for help. I saw the pictures of the dogs in the pit Quote, I saw the pictures of the dogs in the pit from WeChat, end quote. A local woman who asked not to be named told CNN because she's probably not allowed to use WeChat because it's probably illegal. I and several other volunteers went to look for the pit, and we found it.
Yeah, and they saved about 20 dogs. But still, there were many, many that died.
China's weird. I got nothing else.
Yeah.
I didn't know, because honestly, I didn't think social media was allowed. I guess it's allowed to a certain extent, like to really regulate
very
it.
heavily.
Yeah.
And they probably can view your history at any point in time. Granted,
so can we.
But I think they're a little bit more drastic on it.
Yeah, probably. At least they can join the internet though over there.
Well, they probably have to go to those internet cafes.
Yeah, I would love to go to an internet cafe, but my phone, I think there's something wrong with it. I got to Google what to do when the phone.
You can't Google it because you don't have internet. We are back on the Kenny Reisman no internet.
I can't connect to
we are
anything at the Marriott, at the Waldorf, at wherever.
Do you have Wi-Fi on?
See, and now what's happening? Is I just got a text message from the AT&T.
From the AT&T.
Telling me that more than 65% of my 3 gigabytes of data has been used for the bill period ending on 5/2. So what am I going to do? Because I can't connect to the internet, AT&T.
You only got
full. It ends on Friday.
You only got 2 more days.
Yeah, but this happened late in the bill period, I can only assume. So what's going to happen next month, huh?
Connect to the internet.
This is breaking. This is breaking.
This is breaking news.
This isn't okay. Why are you guys okay with this?
I mean,
help.
Listen, the year's over. What? The 16th?
What do you want me to do?
So then you're going to go back home when you have your Wi-Fi fixed.
I don't know if I can connect to that Wi-Fi. My phone physically
home is
can't
where the
do
Wi-Fi
it.
connects automatically.
Home is not where the Wi-Fi is. Oh, man. Help me connect to Wi-Fi. That's what I'm typing into Google.
All right, well, this was entertaining. On to entertainment.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. The cast of the Star Wars Episode 7 has been revealed.
I put an exclamation point in the production notes because
With
I'm that
an
excited.
exclamation point. Woo! Why don't you tell us about that, John?
J.J. Abrams has released it on the Star Wars website. A picture of all the cast sitting around in a circle reading the obviously the screenplay or the script. J.J. Abrams was quoted as saying, "It is both thrilling and surreal to watch the beloved original cast and these brilliant new performers come together and bring this world to life once again. We start shooting in a couple weeks, and everyone is doing their best to make the fans proud. I personally am incredibly excited the cast had a lot of names that were rumored to be in there, and then a couple surprises. The newcomers include John Boyega, Adam Driver, Domhnall Gleeson, Andy Serkis, Oscar Isaac, and Max von Sydow. I don't know how to say that last name. Sydow?
Max von Sydow.
Max von Sydow, the Swedish star. He was the star of The Exorcist back in the 1970s. So
Adam Driver's the guy. He's the guy from Girls, right?
Yep.
He's the guy who's dating the main character.
I've never seen it.
Me neither, but I think I know his face.
Yeah, maybe. He's rumored to be the villain. He's rumored to be the
He
villain.
does kind of look like a villain.
He's got
that face.
He's got the facial hair that
He
makes
does.
him a villain.
Now, I've got facial hair for the first time ever in my life. I trimmed, and I kept. Yeah, that's the guy. I trimmed and I kept it.
Maybe they
It's
should cast
only
you for Star
because
Wars.
only because my hair is so freaking short that I don't know what to do because I can't. So I'm gonna keep it.
Okay, good. Gotta try it at least.
Yeah.
Are you gonna grow the goatee or you're just gonna grow the beard?
I'm just gonna do the beard.
Just gonna do the beard.
I mean, it looks awful. I'm aware, and I look scruffy.
You have to embrace it. You're gonna look scruffy when you first do it. You have to embrace it.
I don't grow
and
good
then
facial
eventually-
hair.
But you have to like go through some bad periods to do it.
Oh, you're gonna go through horrible periods.
Yeah, like the first 3 months you're gonna do it's gonna look awful, but then if it,
3 months.
your face
Yeah.
like realizes.
It's gonna be
It's like
blotchy.
it's like this is how you do it.
I don't got months.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'd probably do. I got nothing else to worry about.
Yeah.
So I mean, just know that you're gonna need to tidy it up.
I say just keep shaving it off.
Oh, Andy Serkis is a weird looking dude. Huh?
Andy Serkis
Okay.
is the expert CGI actor from Dawn of Planet
yeah,
of the Apes
he's also from
and Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
So
He's
he
Gollum.
was a surprise. I like how Pete just slyly said shave off the beard and Kenny completely ignored it.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm ignored all the time.
You want me to shave it?
All right, reclusive
You want
author
me to shave
Harper.
the whole thing, Pete?
Well, because it'll help it grow in better.
It's true.
I've been shaving it for 20 years. I can now. It should be
You've
able
been
to grow
shaving
in.
for 20 years?
Yeah, I
Wow,
came
you
out of the
went
womb with a
puberty
razor
early.
Yeah.
Reclusive author Harper
such a
Lee
man.
has. I can't. I try to read your
I
story.
try, but I can't.
Can't. And I won't. Reclusive author Harper Lee has agreed to allow To Kill a Mockingbird to be released electronically, ending what had until now been a glaring holdout in the digital library of
Oh, was that the glaring holdout? That was.
literary
That's what
masterpieces.
that was.
Yeah, I think if you look at literary classics, To Kill a Mockingbird is one of the few that I've read.
Right.
And it's a good book.
Yeah.
So I think this is actually.
I didn't know that was the glaring holdout of the digital library.
Well, this is according to CNN. So
CNN.
I
Still
don't
looking
know.
for that plane, right?
Lee was quoted as saying, "I am still old-fashioned. I love dusty old books and libraries. This is a mockingbird for a new generation." So it's people now.
Book people freak me out a little bit.
They do me too.
I mean, I love books, and I like people who read books because they got like a brain and stuff. But it's creepy.
They got like a brain and stuff. Everyone, Ken Reichman here on the WSU
Maybe
Morning
Kenny
Show.
should write a book with.
I
that
got
language.
like brain and stuff.
I still when I do read, it's a rare occurrence. But when I do, I still prefer the book in hand, though.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I still prefer.
I don't read often enough to have a care.
Yes, exactly. I don't have a big say, but I read maybe 2 books a year.
Yeah, that'd be tops.
I read maybe 2 books a year. Granted, when I read them, it's for 2 weeks nonstop, and I don't do anything else with my life, and I read whenever I read it whenever I can. But yeah, who's your favorite author?
Me? I mean,
Me?
I write some
Anyone, both of you.
three papers sometimes. I don't know. I don't have one. I honestly don't have one.
P, what about you?
Yeah, about that.
Oh wow, okay.
Well,
I just
Talk
want
about a dead topic I just brought up.
what
So,
all I want. All
what is your favorite author?
Dan Brown. I'm a big fan of Dan Brown.
Okay.
And the works he does.
Sure. It's just the thing is that I can't connect
To the internet.
to the Wi-Fi anywhere.
All right. So Craig Ferguson is to leave the Late Show.
About time.
Okay.
Do you not like Craig Ferguson?
He's okay.
I found the story interesting because David Letterman was announced to be leaving. Stephen Colbert going to replace him. Jimmy Fallon just took over late night for NBC. It's just a giant exodus that's happening.
Never put Craig Ferguson in a primetime situation.
I think he
ever in my life.
his comedy's too unique for a primetime thing.
And that's okay. We need 12:30 people.
You know what? I love his stand-up though. Have
He's
you
funny.
seen his stand-up?
Yes, he's a very
Hysterical.
funny
I
man.
love his stand-up.
He's
but
very
his show
funny.
was not for
But
me.
his show is I just don't I don't.
Yeah,
It's got, like,
it
this weird
wasn't for me.
skeleton thing.
Yeah.
And, like it's
The
like-
skeleton.
it's okay. It's cool. It's funny. But Craig, and I think he might be upset. I think he might be upset because he might have thought Letterman's spot was his.
Well, his quote was saying, 10 years is a very long time in one job for me. He told this to Variety magazine. I wanted to leave the show before I stopped enjoying it. That was my goal. I didn't want to be a chore. The whole idea is that the show business should have some adventure to it. I think it's not about knowing what you're doing day in, day out, year after year. So he likes a little bit of spontaneity, and he's saying that he feels like he needs to venture out a little bit more. And if
Not
this
sure
is
where
true,
he's gonna go though. You know.
I think he's gonna look more in the stand-up area, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I wouldn't be surprised to see him in some movies somewhere.
Yeah.
I agree.
He was the voice of a character in Brave.
Well, oh yes, he was, because that was Scottish, and he was from Scotland.
Yes. Yeah. So
There you go.
I'm not upset about Craig.
Yeah, I haven't watched
Because
enough
honestly,
to care.
who
I wish him
in
the
their
best,
right mind cares who's on after the Colbert?
This is
'cause I
true.
don't.
The new Colbert on CBS. We'll see. Yeah, who
I don't care.
Who viably cares? Who knows?
And put me on afterwards.
I
wouldn't
forgot
even
Seth
watch.
Myers is now on the late
now
night
let me-
NBC.
Even
Now let me
watch.
ask this question because
Yeah,
I'm
what do you got?
curious. Okay, I'm curious of what you guys think. Colbert taking over for Letterman. He's obviously not going to be portraying the Colbert character
Yeah, it's
that
gonna
we
be
see.
It's gonna be different.
Do you think that's going to be a flop or refreshing to viewers?
Both.
Yes.
Both. There's some Colbert hardcore Colberters who just think he's there for political kind of retribution. I don't know if that's the right term, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
there's some really hardcore Colberters who will say, oh, he's not being true to his comedy, he's not being true to what he thinks is fun, or he's not being true to what his old show was. And because his old show was a Comedy Central show that
Right.
shouldn't...
Granted, it was hilarious.
Granted, it was hilarious, but these new fans, which there will be many
A
of,
much wider
a
demographic.
much wider
he needs to appeal
demographic.
to.
He needs to appeal to them. He needs to be a little bit more conservative, not in his political views, but in his
In his flamboyancy.
yes, in the way he portrays himself.
With that being said, though, I think his Colbert character will emerge on the show.
Oh, yeah.
In segments he's gonna
Oh
do.
yeah, I'm sure it's not gonna
Yeah.
go away completely, but I know the entire show is not going to be Colbert.
The thing is, Colbert's fantastic with the interviews he did on the show. He's one of the best interviewers I know, and he's unique in what he does. And he wasn't always his character in the interviews, so that's
Right.
why I have confidence in him that he can do a great job.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he'll
there's no doubt about it that I think he's going to do a great job.
Like,
I just,
I'm definitely gonna tune in and see how he does. Like
Oh, yeah.
like I did Jimmy Fallon, huge fan of
Right.
Jimmy Fallon, huge fan of Stephen Colbert. I'm curious
See,
to
the
see how
cool
well he
thing
does.
about Colbert on this platform is that his comedy will come out in so many different ways
Yeah.
that it couldn't come out on the report.
What I'm intrigued is because Jimmy Fallon went to the Late Show with a bunch of skits he did, like the lip syncing,
Right.
like the water pong with that he had with the things, the card games and stuff. Colbert doesn't really have those
That's why it'll be
games,
fun.
if you will. So I'm excited to see what he'll bring to the table. I'm wondering if he'll bring his correspondence in, like he did on the show.
Right.
If he had something like that, like the Daily Show had, if he'll start doing that.
But you know,
Credit
I
to
don't know.
Jon Stewart, by the way, because he had Steve Carell as a correspondent. He had Stephen Colbert as a correspondent on his
Right.
show.
And he,
Jon Stewart.
what's his name? Oliver.
yeah,
who's
John
now
Oliver,
does
John Oliver,
HBO.
yeah.
What's it? Oh, his show has got a funny title.
Yeah, so
That's-
credit to Jon Stewart for building these amazing comedians because it has a huge he builds
yeah,
success
he does.
and his show's
Now, do you
hilarious in
think
itself as
do
well.
you think there is going to be another political news satire show now that Colbert?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Now that
Probably
Colbert is,
somebody's got to
gone.
fill the 11:30 on
I
Comedy
have-
Central, but
I have
Comedy Central's
no
not really a
idea.
big.
Well, that's the thing. Colbert and the Daily Show got huge ratings.
Well,
for,
yeah.
for Comedy Central.
Yeah,
for
I
that
mean that's
hour.
why they need somebody to fill in.
For that hour. There was a
I don't know
survey
who they're gonna get.
I looked at last year, and it said like our demographic college students, a lot of them got their news from the Daily Show and Colbert Report.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Like that's how they knew things were happening.
Are we anticipating a Carell report?
Oh, that'd be fun.
A Steve Carell report?
I'm not anticipating it, but that'd be
It's
fun.
a joke, obviously. There's no rumors. I never heard
That'd be-
anything. I was just
that'd
saying.
It'd be interesting.
I'm gonna Google rumors to.
It'd be interesting. I don't
Right.
think he knows enough about politics.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, maybe they don't have to do
They
it.
have
maybe they'll
writers.
do
Maybe they'll
politics.
go with somebody like a what's his name? You know?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
Um,
Totally.
What's his name?
I can't connect to the internet.
The guy he's got the stupid hair. It's like orange.
The guy with
Conan.
the face.
Maybe they'll do more of a Conan at 11:30 on Comedy Central. Maybe they'll try and do like a TBS kind of night. You know,
Maybe. I don't know.
because that's their competitor. That's who they're competing with at that
Well,
Comedy Central TBS. We
that's
don't have time to go to a break. I'm gonna be honest with you.
We don't have time to go to a break.
It's 9:30.
mystery.
We're gonna go. We gotta go because we're gonna talk about who knows what.
I think we should go to a break so
you
Ustream doesn't
kidding me?
crash.
Yeah.
Well, you can. All right, we can take a 30-second break.
How about a 2-minute one?
Give me a minute. That's in the middle.
Hey everyone, I'm Pete Considori, WICR President and MassCom Senior.